everybody. Cole, aka Trans Spirit Indigo, a soul having a human experience that happens to be transgender. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for visiting the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you feel so inclined. If you're new to the channel, you'll come to find that I have a couple different types of topics going on here. Lots of spiritual talk, as well as sharing stories about growing up transgender, LGBTQ, and support for those communities. I can't think of one specific topic and part of spirituality that I love more than another. All of it together in a nutshell is so amazing. Now, I've made videos about meditation, deep breathing, all these types of things to tap in and raise your frequency, raise your vibration. I've talked about that kind of stuff. You know, there's just so many layers to this. And sometimes it's like I want to just say everything at once, everything I feel inside about it. And it's just like this explosion of glitter and magic. And it's like, bah! It's like, you know, sometimes the great part about waking up, so to say, or going through a third eye awakening, having your third eye open up, one of the best parts is just the joy that you feel about unraveling so many secrets, so many things that have been in front of you your entire life that you just didn't know until you woke up to them or remembered them, so to say. And you know, sometimes, I know for me, I just want to tell everybody that I encounter. It's like I want to go tell the guy on the street corner, did you realize that if you put intention into something and you visualize it and you put action toward it and you say all these positive affirmations and you reprogram your subconscious mind, did you know you could change your life? And then you realize that you'll probably sound crazy to a lot of people, and some people won't know what you're talking about, and that's okay too. It's just all a part of the process. A lot of times people that are into this kind of information feel misunderstood in mainstream society. You know, the definition of esoteric, and this is esoteric knowledge and information, is pretty much information that only a small group of people know about or practice, or like beliefs they practice, or information that they know about that's not out in the mainstream world or mainstream society. And that's exactly what a lot of spiritual stuff is. I mean, again, there's a lot of different rabbit holes and words, you could approach this. You know, you could go and meditate and do yoga and eat very healthy and clean and consider yourself spiritual. But maybe you don't go into extremely esoteric topics like decalcifying your pineal gland, raising your vibrational frequency, ascending into fifth dimensional earth, the 5D reality. You know, I've met a lot of people, some spiritual, that, you know, I've asked them, are you familiar with the topic and study of 5D earth? And they're like, what's that? You know, so we're all in just different, we're all driving different cars. Our bodies are our meatsuits. There are vessels and there are cars, and we experience life. We're souls in these cars, driving around life, doing what we do, going to school, working our jobs, starting our own businesses, whatever it is that we're doing out there, living life. We're all having our own experience, and some of the information, I mean, it gets real out there. It gets, a lot of people would call it woo-woo, and I've noticed a lot of people are embarrassed, it seems, to really go out there on a limb and talk about their extremely esoteric beliefs. And I've been one of them, that's for sure. I don't necessarily like admitting this, but I've noticed that with myself over the years, and as my spiritual awakening has really taken off, I've gotten a little bit more open with it. In 2015, it was, well, 2012, I've said before, it was like a slow trickle, and then after a serious auto accident in 2015, it just like, it took off, and there was just this immense gratitude that I experienced after surviving the accident, and a lot of very interesting things happened to me. A lot of more clairvoyant abilities I tapped into after that. Clair audio, hearing like an angelic voice telling me to go to a certain place. And after I did, I met a very important person in my life, had some extremely amazing experiences that I might not have had. A lot of the people around me at the time were like, don't do that, don't travel. And something, my gut intuition, that's what it was, kept telling me. And then I had heard an actual voice, which I don't hear those angelic voices often, but that's just part of the tapping into the clairvoyancy. Is a lot of people, including myself, believe that we all have clairvoyant abilities. We all have psychic abilities. And, you know, the whole psychic thing, that's something that the mainstream media over the decades, over time, have made it out to look like it's BS. Well, when you start getting into some of the darker stuff that's going on behind the veil, you'll come to realize that a lot of the same types of organizations and people that would say that stuff's not real are the same people that are dabbling with it and practicing it, because we all have those abilities. They all of those abilities, all those clairvoyant abilities, they're all rooted from the pineal gland. And that's a gland in the center of our brain. It's also known as the third eye. The third eye taps into the realms that we can't see with these two eyes. And that's, I mean, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. But there are so many of these rabbit holes that you go down and you learn more information. And sometimes, I mean, it can get real spooky sometimes. Sometimes, I'm sure you've probably, if you're watching this, it's probably because you're having this experience and maybe you've had this too, or you're just like, what is even real anymore? Like, what is even real anymore? And when I get to that point sometimes and I'm a little like, whoa, for me personally, I just go back into my center, ask God to be with me, the angels to be with me. That's who I like to talk to, my guides, my guardian angels. Everybody's different. I've said it before, I'll say it till the day I'm done here on this planet. Everybody is different. So just because I talk to my guides and pray to the archangels, God, doesn't mean you have to do the same. No matter who it is you connect with or what you connect with, as long as it's of the light, then I personally think you're going to be just fine. But I'm not here to tell you who to speak with. I'm just sharing my personal experience. There's a lot of stuff I feel blessed to have learned, and one of those things is that the answers really are within. They really are, and that's a big reason why people meditate. It's not just to clear your thoughts, to get rid of your thoughts, or to get rid of bad thoughts. It's about having that stuff come up to the surface and dealing with it and letting it go. There's so many more things you could talk about when it comes to all of this. Like, there's just, you could go into the subconscious mind, reprogramming the subconscious mind for abundance. You could go into, where's your perspective at? Is it a lack mindset? Is it a mindset of abundance? Like, there's so many different branches of this tree that is a spiritual basis that you could go off into, and I think it's pretty exciting. It's one of my favorite things to talk about is just spirituality in a whole, but there's quantum physics, metaphysics, it's wonderful. Anyway, if you're feeling the same, make sure to drop a comment and just, I'd love to hear your thoughts, your take on it, and what your journey's been like. What kind of things have you experienced? I look forward to coming back on here soon. Have a good one, y'all.